What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Swerving Squirrel motovlog. And those of you regular watchers, you'll notice something a little bit different, namely the bike that I'm sitting on. But first of all, I want you to just take in this fantastic view, like those mountains, the water. This is what I love about Washington. It's gorgeous. This is an absolutely stunning day to be out riding. So what am I sitting on? Well, this is my brand new bike. Brand new to me, it's used, but yeah, it's a Triumph Tiger 800 XC. Okay, this is kind of a versatile on-road, off-road adventure bike. And I'm gonna make a little detour up here. There's this cool little scenic road that I know about that I'm gonna take you guys on. And pull over up here a little further and show you what I'm working with. So while we're on our way to the place I want to stop, I'll tell you guys a little bit about why I'm riding this thing and what I think of it. So ever since I got my Ninja, I've been wanting to do longer and longer rides, but it hasn't been all that comfortable, you know. It is a sports bike at the end of the day, it's sports touring, but still it has that sports pedigree to it, so it's quite hard suspension. You know, the seat's not very comfortable, you get quite a lot of wind buffeting, the fuel tank is very big, there's like all these things about it that mean that, yes, while it is more comfortable than a sports bike, it's still just not all that suitable for taking on long rides. Oh my god, just look at that, guys, it's fantastic. I love the mountains around here, they're so scenic. Look at this road. Woohoo! I love it. Man, no hands right now, this is cool. Yeah, so yeah, the Ninja has been awesome and I love it. I love riding it, but it's just not quite there in terms of the things that I want to be doing on a motorcycle. And namely, I want to be able to go on long rides, like multi-day rides, go camping off of the thing. You know, I just want to be comfortable and have luggage and space to carry things, and you know, all the nice touring things that you get from an actual touring bike. And using the V-Strom 650 in New Zealand was a real eye-opener to what a bike can be. And so yeah, that inspired me to start looking at bikes. I test rode about like 10 different bikes. I can throw in the clips of a few of them. Oh, look at this, such a gorgeous day. Anyway, so actually why don't we pull off right here. So that's what inspired me to pick up this guy. Let me just jump off this thing. Hopefully it's not going to fall over. It might. Oh god. Okay. This is a bad place to stop. Here, let me move up a little bit. Ooh. Alright, this is a bit better. It's just not going to fall over now, which is always a good thing. So, oop. No, it's good. So, this is what I'm working with. There's a dog barking at me, he doesn't like me. This bad boy right here. So, as you can see, she's pretty well loaded up. It's got side bags, a top case. The guy I bought it off, so it's done about 10,000 miles. The guy I bought it off has done a lot to it. So, you know, there's handguards, heated grips, there's aftermarket windshield, headlight guard, fog lights, engine guards, the plate on the bottom of the engine, I forget what it's called, a center stand, there's an aftermarket exhaust, these little guards here, like fucking everything on the bike. There's like got a special stoplight on there, the luggage obviously. So this thing is fully loaded up, which is awesome. And yeah, the goal is to start taking it on longer and longer rides. Today I'm going on about a 4-hour drive out to the coast, and I'm going to be camping overnight, and I'll show you guys some little clips from my camping later. But yeah, this is it. So I'm going to sell the Ninja eventually, but no rush on that. I still love that bike. And yeah, Triumph Tiger 800XC. Alright, so the place that I'm going camping today, I'll throw up a map, but it's called Lake Ozette, or Ozette Lake, and it's out on the very west coast of, sorry, the very northwest corner really of the United States. And my friend has raved about it to me. Just apparently sounds like a really beautiful place, so we're going to go camp out in a state campground out there. The problem is, to get out there you have 3 hours basically of driving on roads like this where it's just kind of straight, not that interesting. So that road back there that I stopped to show you guys the bike, that's one of my little detours that I like to take, and there's another one coming up here. And while I take this road, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the real reason that I bought this bike. Narrow road, I like it. Alright, so I gotta concentrate a little bit here, so hopefully I can talk and ride. But yeah, so like I said, I've just been generally wanting to adventure more ever since I got the Ninja, and it's just not really that suitable for it. And then having the V-Strom really opened my eyes to what this kind of bike can do. Yeah, look at that. And so it kind of got the juices flowing, and thinking about, you know, what would be the ideal trip to do on a motorcycle like this. And so I've started planning for basically taking 2 months in summer and doing a big road trip all around the US. So I've literally bought this giant map that's hanging on my wall right now, and I'm just drawing all over it with whiteboard marker. Just kind of circling cities, drawing on roads that I want to check out, doing a lot of googling of like best US motorcycle roads and things like that. Whoa, this is crazy. That is a hairpin corner. And yeah, that's the plan. So obviously I'll bring you guys along for the ride for parts of it. I'm still in the planning phase, but I don't think I'll take a laptop with me, which means I'll basically disappear from the radar for a good couple of months, 3 months, and then just start uploading footage when I get back. But hey, it'll be kind of fun. Man, this USPS truck is going for it. Man, I love this bike, by the way. So I did test ride like probably 10 different bikes, like I said. I test rode the BMW R1200 GS, which is obviously the classic adventure touring bike. I just found it to be too heavy and too unwieldy. I felt like if I tipped it over I wouldn't be able to get it back up again, and I felt like tipping it over was actually fairly likely because I was tiptoeing, I couldn't flat foot it, and it just felt so heavy, you know, so unwieldy. So that, you know, I test rode a couple other bikes in that class. I test rode a Multistrada 1150, I believe, and I think a Triumph Tiger 1100. All of those were like pretty fun bikes. I didn't find any with like low miles though. That was the other thing, is I want the bike to be reliable for this trip. I don't want to be dealing with breakdowns and whatnot, so I wanted it to be around 10,000 miles or less, and I just couldn't find that. And again, they were all too heavy. So the next option that I looked at was an FJ09, and that was honestly, like, I was very close to pulling the trigger on that. So it's the FZ09, which is like a pretty zippy sports tourer that Yamaha released, I don't know, like a couple of years ago, I believe, maybe a year ago. And so they basically used the same engine, kind of retuned it, and put it in this more of an adventure bike package. So there's a lot of touring options like saddlebags and heated grips, handguards come standard, has a touring windshield, comfort seat, all these different accessory options, and like a bigger tank. The seating position's even more upright than the FZ09, and softer suspension and all of that, and still just so much power from that engine though. I test rode it. It's probably the fastest bike that I've personally ridden. I haven't ridden that many like sports bikes or anything, but yeah, it was just so zippy. No extras to speak of on here, but sweet looking bike. Got the hand guards and large tank comes standard. Man, that throttle response is snappy. Let's drop down a couple of gears. Oh yeah. Man, it just hits 100 no problem. Oh man, the pickup at 6,000 is just ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. She's got some power to her, that's for sure, but it's very manageable. Like, I'm not hunting on the throttle at all. It just rides how you'd expect it to. Like I could like fucking fly on that thing, so that was a lot of fun, and I was extremely close to pulling the trigger. The only problem is it's a brand new model this year, so there's not many accessories available for it yet. There's potentially issues that could come up with it, and it's just because you have to buy it brand new, it's kind of a big investment, and I didn't want to be concerned about, you know, this brand new fancy bike getting stolen or vandalized or damaged on this kind of epic long trip. You know, like when you're on that kind of trip, you don't want to be stressed out the whole time, so it just didn't really make sense. And also it doesn't have very good off-road ability, so that's the one sacrifice you make. Even though it looks like an adventure bike, it's really not capable off-road, and I want to be able to do a lot of camping. Man, I love that road. Anyway, I want to be able to do a lot of camping on my trips, so not spending money on motels and hostels and stuff. So it's nice to be able to take it down some dirt roads, you know, get off the beaten path with it, and the Triumph, this Tiger 800 is just perfect for that. So the other thing was, this was, because it's used, it was significantly cheaper. It's already packed to the gills with extras, so there's basically nothing that I had to add to it. I think I'm going to get a new clutch lever, because this one is a little bit like extends out a little too far for my liking, but that's like it. So that's like $100 worth or less of things that I need to add to it. I'm going to take it in. It does need a major service pretty soon, so I'm going to get that done before I start the trip, and then I'm going to be good to go. So I really am happy with my decision. So yeah, I haven't finalized everything yet, but I'm thinking that trip will be, June kind of time frame. And yeah, stoked with this bike. If you're looking into new bikes, that FJ09, by the way, I was again so close to pulling the trigger. It's a fantastic bike. Anyway, I'm going to continue on my ride and check back in with you guys when I hit some more interesting roads.